I'm Gaurineo Rampal and I'll take you back to 700 AD. Qutub Minar was built by Afghan invader Muhammad Ghor in 12th century AD by destroying 27 Hindu and Jain temples on site dating back to 700 AD. At the entrance, you can see sarai rest houses used to station tourists, traders, armies on trade route to Gujarat and their cavalry. The five-storied pillar is inscribed with Arabic, Persian, Chugra script, symbolic of conquest of Islam on Hindu idol worshippers. The cascading effect on the Qutub Minar pillar is called flurries. Site of 27 Hindu and Jain temples became epicenter of Islamic architecture with Afghan, Turk, Mughal, Lodi influence from 12th to 17th century AD. Initially, only one story was complete due to untimely death. The rest of the stories were built by the successors. Similarly, the compound was expanded from one line of pillared corridor to second line of pillared corridor to third. British carried out research and restoration work and later Archaeological Survey of India is responsible for care and maintenance of all monuments in India. The subtle messages you get from this ruinous site is that as you sow, so shall you reap. Karma theory of Hindus predates Newton's third law of motion. Action is equal to reaction in equal and opposite direction. The Islamic invaders plundered land, kingdoms, women, riches of peace loving inhabitants beyond the Hindu Kush and unleashed unimaginable barbarism. Hindu culture of internalizing pain, onslaught, forgiveness, choosing peace is also evident from how independent India embraced even its 800 years of history of subjugation by being inclusive and not destroying or unleashing barbarism on its Islamic, British, Dutch, Portuguese conquerors and having fundamental right to religion in Constitution of India. Unlike the foreign Islamic invaders, Indian Muslims do not consider a mosque built by destroying another place of worship as a sacred mosque. In 14th century AD, Arab traveler Ibn Battuta recorded site of 27 Hindu and Jain temples described as Elbat Khana by Hindus. What these invaders built to commemorate their immortality was actually destroyed by earthquakes, erosion, and the domes of grandiosity came falling. Lightning defied its own rule and struck thrice at the same spot, destroying the grandiose display of brutality in 13th century AD. Not only did the individual invaders personally suffered karma by untimely death, defeat in battle, destruction of their unfinished projects, their projection of power on the conquered infidels, their region, community till date is in ruins. Afghanistan of Muhammad Ghor is now known for Taliban, ISIS, destruction of ancient Buddhist and Hindu temples, religious persecution of Sikhs and Hindus. History repeats itself, and thus we are stuck in a cycle of constant attack from nations where ISI sponsored religious persecution of Kashmiri Pandits and Sikhs. Coming back to Qutub Minar, the pillars used in this date back to 700 AD Hindu and Jain temples where idols of gods inscribed were defaced. In some of the pillars you can see standing Ganesha defaced. Hindu masonry included stone interlocking technology which invading armies and their laborers had no expertise in. The Islamic masonry was inclusive of brick and cement technology, which the Hindu masons were not aware of, and vice versa. A deeper meaning behind using these pillars, to me, is the insensitive show of power of conquer on peaceful infidel who were conquered to break their spirit, and a constant reminder of the brutalities inflicted and the temples and the civilizations attempted to be destroyed. Let history not repeat itself. Hindu temples were pyramidal conical structures. Islamic influence of arches and domes can be seen in this complex from 12th to 17th century. Of Muhammad Ghurs, the Afghan influence, and Khiljis and Tughlaqs and Lodhis and Suris. So this place became the epicenter of Islamic worship in Delhi. Delhi, a city of cities, dates back to 3000 BC. Artifacts were discovered in places like Surajkund, Anangpur village Surajkund, and it is interesting here to know that around artifacts dating back to 1000 BC, which is similar to the time of Mahabharat, were also discovered from a village found inside old fort called Indrapat, which could be possibly the clearing space which Pandavas used when they were in exile. Lord Macaulay believed that if you want to conquer a country, you must destroy its history. And Qutub Minar is rich in its history because you see old temples. And when Archaeological Survey of India actually writes actual history, real history, uninfluenced by modern day politics, then Ramayana, Mahabharata don't become mythology, they become history. The sprawling complex is peaceful and you can hear the birds singing. It's quaint, and if you want to learn history in motion, every student must come here and walk through the time warp. In my next video, I will take you through Safdarjung tomb, and do join me so that we can discover history together. You will also see bells on the pillars. Bells are used mostly in Hindu temples, symbolic of spreading positive sound energy all around and invoking the god. In the center of this complex is a pillar or made of wrought iron, which shows metallurgy was so advanced in 4th century India. This dates back to Chandragupta II, who is also known as Vishnupad, the golden age of India. This has inscribed Brahmi script, and there was a Garud inscribed on this, which was later. Garud is the vehicle of Lord Vishnu, so which was later removed by the Islamic invaders. But this Ashok's thumb was got from a different place in India and put here to show the might of Islamic conquest on this fertile land of Indus Valley civilization. The architecture is beautiful, the history is painful, but the modern day amalgamation of different cultures, different influences of Arab, Persian, Afghan, Indian is beautiful. There is an inscription of Brahmi script on this pillar, which is ancient Sanskrit. And this place is full of rich history and worth visiting in Delhi. Social distancing, mask will definitely give boost to tourism in India. At the time when I visited, it felt safe and mostly Indians are vaccinated, and I think it's time to open up our tourist places to foreign tourists also, who can come here and enjoy the rich history and culture India has for the world to show. These are the corridors I was talking about initially in the video. So one conqueror made one pillared structure, and after his untimely death, the successor would build on it. So, this way, a lot of corridors were built, and this was the five-storied structure that was finally completed. Earlier, the five-storied Minar was open to tourists, but due to several accidents, stampedes, falls, suicide, this complex is closed. You can only see it from outside and soak in the beauty. You can see the British influence by Major Smith's sundial, who a lot of British majors were responsible for research and restoration. British Royal Engineers also helped in restoration of the ruins. Later, this was overtaken by Archaeological Survey of India. There are restaurants around this property, and in the evening there is light and good food, and you can enjoy a good meal in Qutub Enclave. So I will see you next time around. Do join me in my other trips around Delhi. If you like this video, do drop in your thoughts. I would like to read them.